Welcome to Mint Views. What we have for discussion today is the 4-day week for companies. Microsoft, the famous software company, ran an experiment in its Japanese office. 2,300 of its employees in Japan were given all 5 Fridays off in a month, in the month of August. Their findings are startling. They say that productivity went up 40%, mark the figure, 40%. They measured it by sales, but whatever it is, it's productivity. Happiness went up, people were happier, efficiency scaled a new peak. These are the findings of the Microsoft experiment in Japan. The question is this viable? Is this a model that other companies across the world can actually adopt, the 4-day week? So we throw the discussion open. Anant, is this viable?
Well, I don't know. These Western concepts have been discussed quite often, and they seem to be principally in the right direction. They get a lot of benefits. But at the end of the day, expecting companies to ask their employees to work only for 4 days may be something a little bit too tough to ask, particularly in an environment where you require people to be connected with each other all the time. These days, the reality is that managers are speaking to each other, to their teams, to their colleagues, even on Saturdays and Sundays. So, given that, we're becoming a 24/7 office environment now. So while we are moving towards that, these things might be beneficial, but may not be beneficial for all the categories of employees, maybe for people who are physically present in offices. Such people may benefit, but not all.
That's a good point, Anant. It looks like this might actually work for workers, people who actually have to sit in office and do physical work, and when they leave office, they leave their work behind. That doesn't necessarily happen with everybody. Managers have to be wired in, on the ball, round the clock. In such an environment, is this 4-day week simply, a placebo of sorts? That's the question. What do you think, Shrija, about this?
So I would actually sort of stand contrary to Anand's perspective in the sense that as you say, it's a Western concept, but the fact is there have been multiple studies which shows that the benefits of as simple as reducing an average work duration helps a lot. For instance, a study was quoted in the Harvard Business Review, where they show that even just by decreasing the average 8-hour work duration to 6-hour work duration, improved the productivity levels of the workers. They had a more better lifestyle. They were more focused in office. So all these benefits you can't actually negate. The question of viability definitely remains, but as you can see, this experiment leaves us with some food for thought, I would say.
It's something you think we should be adopting across the country. Well, a lot of people would agree with that. Srijay, what do you think?
I would tend to disagree with Anand, and I would go with Srija. You see, the experiment that was conducted by Microsoft in Japan, in its sales office, showed that the experiment itself was popular with 92% of the people. That shows that it has had a positive impact, both professionally in terms of the efficiency that it boosted, and in terms of work-life balance. Also, you see, coming to office itself entails a lot of effort. So I would go with companies having a 4-day week or even a 3-day week.
But then the question would arise, why have an office at all? The very idea of an office might be coming apart in times to come, because a lot of work is actually done online with computers, on the net, etc., so on and so forth. Why have an office at all? That might be the next question. But work-life balance, Rohit, is there a point you would like to make?
Yeah, I think I'm in favor of a 4-day work week because when you have more time for yourself, one of the things is that you can work on yourself, you can work on improving your knowledge and your skills, which is I think a lot of workers are stuck in this in this weekly rut where they don't have time to work on themselves, and a 3-day weekend would give them that.
May I just make one point? I think the tests that have been so far done are over a shorter duration. We really don't know what the effect would be over a longer term, whether by working for 4 days instead of 5, the productivity goes up, or actually people become lax and start enjoying the whole week.
That would depend entirely on the targets that they are set. But that's a very good point. It could just be that if you run this experiment permanently, even Microsoft might find that while everyone is working very hard during that period to make it a success, Once it's instituted, it might have very different results. So we don't quite know how much to read into their particular results. All the same, a 40% increase in productivity is dramatic by any standards. We suggest there should be more such experiments carried out. The nature of work, all of this, we have to just break the mold and start rethinking all of it, whether offices are necessary at all. All of this needs to be experimented with before we know what works and what doesn't. Thank you.